He had 54 points is what he took there. He missed out on the win on the first race of round 3 first race in event 2, round 3 in Valencia, when he was bested by Vasco Barros. Came back in round 4, and of course yesterday took the pole position and the victory as well. So he's stretched his lead over Vasco Barros in second place. Miguel Caetano is in fourth position rather in the 66 car. Different categories as well, which we'll talk you through, and we'll make sure that we give you the class leaders through the race as well. Now, yesterday it was listed as a standing start, and that's what I was expecting, but clearly the racers were not. And the very strikingly coloured Porsche safety car pulled off very late indeed into the pit lane after turn 15. We are using the full Grand Prix layout here, including the long run down to the hairpin. The safety car has its lights off. I think we're going for another rolling start today, coming through to the final corner, and that is looks like a 986 or a 981 Cayman in the bright colour that's bringing them into line. So this is the formation lap. Looks pretty good. So we are ready to go racing, and there's the big jump from the four pro cars at the front of the field. The red lights go out. 13 laps or 25 minutes. Vieira, Barros, Araya, Francesco Cruz, and a little bit of a touch in the midfield, and around goes the 66. João Porsche. He hasn't hit anything, but he's going to have to fight from a very long way back. Nuno Machino goes through up the inside of the white and striped car of the 23 of João Vieira. Now we've got the chase car, and there's someone else gone off at turn 3. Oh, that's our pole sitter. That's our pole sitter, and the man who's won all bar one race, Carlos Vieira, then lost his rear valance going down at the braking area of turn 3 as we were watching all of the incidents further back. Well, quite extraordinary scenes then from the man who's never been lower than second place in our 5 races this season. Runaway championship leader was joking yesterday that at the last race of the season he might give Vasco Barros, his Padawan, a race victory. And I've got a strong suspicion that the 99 is going no further. Yellow flag between turns 4 and 5. And my tracker says the 97 is still running. But let's see if that catches up, as it is a predictive. We don't have GT of the field. The red lights go out. 13 laps or 20. So there was a little tap. One of the green cars it was that got into the back of the number 66. Infield, and João Porsche goes the 66. João Porsche, he hasn't hit anything. So that was the, and we've gone full course yellow. And this is for the car off the circuit at the side of the road. And coming through then across the line, I'm not sure everybody realised it was full course yellow there. It is Ricardo Costa then in the 55 who will lead through. They'll need to drop back into line, which they are doing now. So excitement of the wrong sort for our championship leader. Carlos Vieira bumped way down. And I think that Vasco Barros was involved in that as well, because he's not come round. So the two leaders in the championship, first and second, are out of the race. Just waiting to see if either of those come round across the start line and past the commentary box here. 101 has gone through. That's Leandro Martins. But there are cars at the side of the road. Our rescue vehicles are there. The ever-popular pickup truck, but not to the people who they have to go through. So the two drivers that are missing are the two front row starters, are coming together at turn 3. That saw the number 97, our pole sitting, and check that, the number 99, our pole sitting and championship leading driver, Carlos Vieira, end his string of wins and second places, has only finished one race worse than on the top step this year, and he will not be featuring on the podium celebrations this time. There were some place changes yesterday with post-race penalties, which rather jumbled the grid up a little bit. Track limits were being very strictly enforced, as they rightly should be. Well, that's thrown this race wide open now, with Vieira and Vasco Barros both out of the race without completing the first lap. It's left Ricardo Costa in the orange number 55 leading. From in second place, the number 88. Now, that yesterday was driven by Alfonso Vaz. Today, it's his co-driver, Kaitanen. They do share cars in this championship. So that is a change of driver from yesterday. We'd have to keep an eye on the time here as well, because this is a time-certain race. It's Francesco Cruz in third position, the number 83. So the two AM drivers, 88 and 83, first and second in class, second and third overall, behind the pro driver of Ricardo Costa, who has the lead. Ricardo Costa, well, timing screen not matching up with what I'm seeing on the track by any stretch of the imagination. Timing screen is showing the 55 as leading, and that's not the 55 in the front of the queue. So let me reset that as they come across the line. That's Francisco Cruz who's going across the line in front of our commentary box now. And now he goes to the top, so not quite sure there. I know what's happened. When they came to the line last time round, under safety car and full course yellow, I did say that one or two people got out of line. Race control have put them back into the correct spot. So that makes much more sense. So Cruz from Joao Pereira, AM leader from GD leader, 83 from 11. Then Ricardo Costa in the 55 is the lead pro car from Kaitanen, the number 88. He only has the one name. In fourth, that is the second AM class car. Then Jorge Arrea in the 12 in fifth. Then Quintanillero is the third of the AM class. Fourth in AM is Andre Fernandez in the 17. And the top 10 made up by Leandro Martins, who leads SC, ahead of Ricardo Felix Costa in the 102. That's 101 and 102 in 8th and 9th. And the top 10 made up by Leandro Macedo, who's the third of the pro drivers. Just outside the top 10, Nuno Mazzino in GD, second, third in GD. Wow, Joao Posa, who had that lurid spin at the start of the race. Then Yuri Morita, and Joao Vieira is the last runner, with Carlos Vieira and Vasco Barros still out on the circuit. Neither of those cars got out of the first sector of the first lap, which runs from the start-finish line to the run down to turn 5. Must be quite serious damage for the 97 of Vasco Barros. That's been lifted onto the flatbed. Rear right suspension damage by the look of that. Carlos Vieira's car was badly damaged on the rear, so we can't have hit rear to rear, surely, down into turn number 3, unless somebody had spun completely. Well, not the start to the race that we were hoping for, to be honest. So let's see who can benefit from this. Looking down the other... Not everybody in the championship is here this weekend. So number 83... not really in the running in the overall championship, but obviously will bump themselves up. Francesco Cruz leads behind the safety car. João Pereira, number 11, he's joint 8th in the overall championship with Alexandre Martin in the 83. Well, it's Francesco Cruz who's in the 83 today. Alexandra drove yesterday. Quite a technical recovery here. So after this weekend and the support race for the Hankook 24 Hours here at Portimão, off to Jerez. Or to give it its proper name, Jerez de la Frontera, for the Gran Turismo meeting. And then the ACDME racing weekend, which is back at Estoril. So Barros's car, the Loeb Motorsport front row starter with that very distinctive colour scheme, and the almost Franz Conrad light blue, has been trailed away. And so some work to go on. The incident, it will not surprise you to know that Race Control, who have eyes everywhere, is still under investigation. That the number 99 car, I think with slightly more damage on the rear end. The 97 is very badly dented left rear wheel, but the bodywork is pretty intact at the back of that car. Whereas the 99, the whole of the right rear end of that car, which is just coming down to turn 5 now, we might be able to get a better look at it as it follows in the circuit recovery vehicle. And it will be the right rear that we get a look at as they take the shortcut. Ooh, that has been a big hit. So I'm thinking side-to-side contact, right-hand side of the 99 to left-hand side of the 97, going into turn 3, and interlocking rear wheels has caused the damage on the left rear wheel of the 97 from Vasco Barros, the right rear wheel of Carlos Vieira. It looks like Carlos has been spun out and he's got some rear valance damage as well. He was off the track in the dirt and coming back on when we first saw that incident unfolding at the front of the field. What it's left is Francisco Cruz in the number 83 out in front. That car driven yesterday by Alexandre Martins. One of a number of cars that are shared within the field, including the 88 Arajo competition car. Alfonso Vaz in that yesterday, excuse me, in the GT class. This morning, it's been moved to the AM class for the single-named Gaetanen. Joao Porsche, by the way, who had the spin at the start, which I think was assisted, is driving Miguel Caetano's number 66 car. Cross the line again. Now the laps to go, now seeing 11. So we're adding on some of these safety car laps. And those of you further afield from Portugal will know that's the sort of thing that happens in the British Touring Car Championship. Up to a maximum of 3 laps can be added on there. Third in Pro, 10th overall, the number 77, Leandro Macedo, looking at the front of his car to see if he was... There was 2 green Porsches, and there are 2 green Porsches in the field, who were in close proximity to the number 66 of Joao Porsche when the incident on the start line happened. In the meantime, in the paddock, well, from the left-hand side, if championship leader Carlos Vieira wants to sell the car, take the picture from the left-hand side. Looks immaculate. Absolutely immaculate. One careful owner. That's going to be a big dent in the championship. Unfortunately for Vasco Barros, not able to close the gap. Gap was opened out yesterday. Another first and second for those 2, and that's the positions, generally speaking, that they've finished in. They were first and second at the first race at Estoril in the favour of Carlos Vieira. First and second in the second race at Estoril. Both times Carlos took pole and the fastest lap there, so max points for that weekend. And there was a bit of a switcheroo in the first race at Valencia for Vasco Barros. Didn't get the pole position or the fastest lap in the first race, but did get the win. Vieira was second, and then it was back to normal service resumed from pole and fastest lap in race 4. It was pole and the win yesterday. I don't think he got the fastest lap yesterday. An opportunity for the rest of the team, the rest of the grid, to start closing up just a wee bit. Joao Vieira, 3rd place in the overall standings, sitting at the moment in 14th position, so work to do. So what was his involvement in all of that? Keep an eye on that number 23 fighting its way back through the grid. It's Francesco Cruz who leads as they come round this time. Still behind the Cayman safety car, which is now in the pits. So as we come to the line now for the 6th round of the 2022 GT3 Cup, P21 Motorsports, they fan out across the line, and immediately Joao Pereira in the grey and yellow car goes to driver's left. He's going to get a much better run through turn 1. Very defensive by Francesco Cruz. He lost quite a lot of places yesterday. He was the AM leader and the best of the qualifiers, but was very conservative in the opening laps. Looks like he's doing the same again. 77 coming through there is Leandro Macedo. 10th position, 9th position, trying to get 8th position as well, right ahead of him. He's gone past Ricardo Costa. Leandro Martins is next. And we've had a change of lead as Pereira has gone through. Yes, he has. The grey and yellow car already through into the lead. So the GD car now leads. That's the number 11 from Francesco Cruz, who leads the AM category in the 55. He's now into second. Ricardo Costa, the 55, in 3rd position, is the best of the pro cars. That's the multicoloured car in 3rd. Behind him, Kaya Tananen. Kayatanen in third. Oh, slow-moving car right at the back of the grid, and there was contact just ahead of that. That's the 55, right in the middle of that one, the blue car. No, it's not, because that would have been Costa. He was further up the field. My apologies. But at the front of the field, it's Cruz who leads. Let's see them across the line here. There was a very slow car at the back of the grid as well. So Pereira to the lead, Cruz in second, Hoguera up into third, Costa down to fourth, Kayatanen down to fifth, Macedo, Costa all moving up. So who's dropped down? It was Fernandez, the 17 car that was moving slowly, and Leandro Martins. And we're back to full course yellow. Cars stranded out on the circuit. Rui Marete goes up to 12th. Then Quintanillero with problems in the number 92 car. And Joao Vieira has not been able to move up. So once again, it's one of the bright green cars that is stopped on the circuit. And as the 92 is one of those cars, that's René Quintanillero. So now we're losing laps. And also just at the far side of the circuit. So it's the two cars that came together. So it's Quintanillero in the 92 and now I've got Joao Vieira, who could have possibly benefited, in the pit lane. Now, is he in the pit lane, though? I think the other car's the 17, Andre Fernandez. I think that's Quintanillero and Fernandez. Yes, it is the 17, is the green car, the ESF construction car. Well done to our cameraman. The door is, well, I was going to say the door is open and he's out. He's actually, the door's off. Means he's had to pick up his door mirror because that's fallen off as well. Cleaning up, he's put the door in the car. That's nice. So Adrian Fernandez in the arm category will not finish this race. And I'm pretty certain the other car is René Quintanillero, the number 92. That was the blue car. We saw those cars with a bit of side-by-side action, and once again the Mazda pickup truck will have to do its job. And the stewards may have to have a look at that, but it's self-penalising in some respects, just as Carlos Vieira and Vasco Barros getting together was. So this again is on the run out of the hairpin. We saw them getting side by side at turn 6. As the leaders come through again to pick up the safety car, or the safety car to pick them up. Well, Joao Pereira now leading. Where's he in the championship? The number 11, joint 8th at the moment. As he came into this weekend. So this has been a bit untidy, I think it's fair to say. And the parts department at Weissach, just outside of Stuttgart, that look after all of Porsche's competition exploits. They'll be having a few orders on Monday. I think mostly wheel rims for all of those cars. What I can't tell you at the moment is why Joao Vieira came into the pits. He was at the sharp end of the field as one of the GD drivers, dropped down on that first lap with all the squabbling that was going around, and then just as the full course yellow was coming out for this second time, he didn't make it back round. He actually stopped in the pit. So left rear puncture for Quintanillero. That is the 92, isn't it, that's being pulled out of harm's way. So Jose Vieira in 3rd position in the championship, came to this weekend just a point away from, sorry, just 30 points away from Vasco Barros. But he's not going to make up. So the top 3 in the championship coming to grief here. Miguel Gaetano in the 66 car. Next in the championship, but I think that's João Poça who's driving in this race. Yes, it is. So they're sharing that car for the season. Nice way to share the costs as well. Great cars, these Cup cars. The first version, the 3.6, out in 2005, replaced in 2008 by the 3.8, flat 6, of course. Some of those cars still running in Porsche Cups and Carrera Cups around the world till 2013 as the lead class, and in various GT3 challenges around the world for Porsche single manufacturer championships, single mark championships, beyond that as well. Real return to form on the styling of these cars from Porsche, I thought. Followed on from the 996 Type 911. That was the big change, wasn't it, in 97, 98, when they went from oil and air-cooled engines to water-cooled engines. Looks like we're coming back to green. And absolutely dozing Leandro Macedo in 6th position, and he's dropped way down. He's lost a couple of positions there. So well done to Ricardo Costa and João Poça in the 66, who was sharp when the green flag came back out. And the 17 and the 92 incident, that's the Andre Fernandez and the 92 René Quintanillero, that is also under investigation. So two car incidents being looked at by the stewards in race control. It's João Pereira in the grey and yellow number 11 with 6 laps to go at the completion of this one. He leads Francesco Cruz, who restarted after the safety car in the lead, but was almost immediately overtaken by the number 11. That's the sort of tangerine, slightly more brick-coloured really, isn't it? With the green on it, pressuring the leader, the 83 in second. Best of the AM cars, that. Then the first of the pro cars is Jorge Area, who is the 12 car, just sitting in behind the leading 2, who are getting away at the moment. And a little bit of a lock-up by Area in 3rd, up on the far side of the circuit from our commentary box. Heading down to turn 14, that double apex right-hander. Here come the leaders. 6 laps to go as they cross the line. Good run out the final corner by Francesco Cruz in that red brick-coloured Porsche in second. He's right under the rear wing of the leader, Jose Pereira, for the overall lead. Comes out of the slipstream, down in the inside, downhill overtake. Always a bit difficult this side-by-side through turn 1. The little kick at turn 2 should give the advantage to Cruz, and he goes back and retakes the lead. And here comes Araya from 3rd into 2nd at turn 3. Lovely move by the red, white and blue car. That number 12, Jorge Area. So Pereira pushed slightly offline going through turn 2. Didn't really dispute that too hard. Sensible driving, I think. Realised he's lost the battle. Oh, the big lock up on the downshift from Cruz. Going down into the hairpin at turn 5, and he'll drift wide and through into the lead. Jorge Area started this lap in 3rd position, and the number 12 is now in P1. The pro driver showing all his class there. Pro class driver. Just let the battle play out in front of him. You guys have the fight. Francesco Cruz defending very stoutly down the inside to turn 5. I don't really think he needed to be that far over to the left-hand side on the dirty part of the track. And just nipped the rear wheels on the downshift. Sequential boxes on these cars. Did well, actually, to hold on to it. but that was putting him on completely the wrong line, and he drifted wide on the exit. And Jorge Area needing no second invitation. He's got the fastest lap of the race as well. That's an extra point for him. And at the moment, he's taking the 24 points for the lead, plus that fastest lap. And so the number 12 driver will be improving his championship position. But more to the point, he could be taking the win here. He's streaked off. Not sure why he's defending. Really not, because he's not got anybody close enough. Pereira in joint 8th in the championship at the moment, as he came into this weekend anyway. Leandro Martin's moving up last time around, the 101 car, getting ahead of Nuno Moschino. Well, this battle for the lead actually hasn't gone all the way of Varela. Francesco Cruz, he took the lead briefly at turn 3 last time around, and then lost it by turn 5. He's hanging on there. They have dropped João Pereira, who I thought was in with a shout there, had led the previous lap. Interesting to see the relative strengths and weaknesses of the driver. The two drivers at the front. Looks like through the twisty bits in the middle sector of the circuit, and the faster bits very good indeed. We've lost 5 cars so far. Now has Ricardo Costa in the 55. We've got 2 Ricardo Costas. Ricardo Costa in the 55 and Ricardo Felix Costa, or Ricardo F. Costa, in the 102. They were running 5th and 6th. And I think the 55's gone off in the first sector. Yes, it has. That's the white car with the martini stripes. Nice pickup from our camera operator. The Veloso Motorsport has come to a halt. Was second in the pro class. So that's going to move everybody up. So the other Ricardo Costa, Felix, is going to go through into 5th position. He's leading in the SC category. Now, 4 laps to go, say race control. And our leader has just put in the fastest lap of the race. So that'll earn him the extra point. Area, by still only half a second, no chance to take a breath. Area from Cruz, 17 from 83. They go past the stricken 55 car of Ricardo Costa. It's the Veloso Motorsport car that was at the side of the road. Can we race on without the need for a safety car? 0.2 of a second gained by the leader last time around to stretch his lead to just on half a second, just over in fact. Cruz in second. João Pereira has dropped back considerably now in 3rd position. Almost 4 seconds behind second place. Then Kaitanen in the 88, about a second further back. Ricardo Felix Costa moving up through the field after the demise of his namesake in the 55. So he's now, the 102, now up to 5th position and the best of the SC cars. He's got João Poza. João Poza was dead last at the end of the first lap, let's not forget, after being pushed into a spin on the start line. The 66 now has worked itself up to the 6th position, albeit with the intervention of the Cayman safety car. I think we only have 11 cars still running. Actually, we might only have 10, because I think Andre Fernandez is out, isn't he? Yes, he is. João Vieira in the pits. Quintanillero, Adrian Fernandez, Carlos Vieira and Vasco Barros. Accidents relieving us of those 4. And Ricardo Costa's car at the side of the road. Didn't see any percussive damage to that car. May just be a mechanical. And possible implications going forward to the next round at Jerez de la Frontera. If there are any penalties outstanding from the contact. It'll be 2 to go at the line next time around. I suppose we should call that terracotta around here rather than brick, with the green stripes on. Oh, and a big lock up of the right front wheel and tyre from the 83. Francesco Cruz. That was turn 8 through Craig Jones at 9. There's a lot of places here where you are transitioning from one side of the road to another and asking the front tyres to do more than one thing at once. So you're turning and braking. Well, you've got to be very careful with the weight transfer there. The unloaded wheel on the inside, just locking up there for Cruz in second. Araya goes through. His lead is now 1.5 seconds, and he leads the pro category as well as the overall. From Cruz, who's the best of the Yams in the 83 in second. Then Joao Pereira in the grey and yellow car. And he's the best of the GT runners. So we have 3 category leaders in the top 3 at the moment. Then a bit of a gap. Back to the second in the AM class, Kaitanen, the number 88. Ricardo Cruz, the man who's made up, I think, the most positions here, the 102 up to 5th position. And Leandro Martin's given him a run for his money as well in the 101. The second of the SC runners has just gone past Leandro Mercado, as has Nuno Muschino, excuse me, and another car has pulled over, and that's Posa. Oh, the fight back from Joao Posa in the 66, the white car, has come to an end. He's got the helmet off, and he's, I think, just letting that car roll back down the hill, trying to get it behind the Armco barriers, the crash barriers. And all of a sudden the battle for the lead's back on. 1.5 seconds at the line is half a car's length, halfway around this penultimate lap of Portimão. Through turn 14 now. Here's the challenge. Side by side, coming into the final corner, and some defending going on by Jorge Araya. That was not the best line going into the final right-hander. Across the brow, into the dip, now climbing up onto the tabletop that is the start-finish line. Araya from Francesco Cruz in second. This is the battle for the lead. A little bit of waving by the leader. He's in the middle of the road, trying to defend. Now, can Araya take the old high line in, low line out? Yes, he has, because the leader's massively overcooked it into turn 1. He's gone off the track. He's going to have to give the position up. Well, he hasn't. Now, is that smart driving by Francesco Cruz? The leader cannot hold on to that position. They're side by side. That was a yellow flag area, I think, there as well. So there couldn't be an overtake there from Francesco Cruz because there was a car parked on the side of the road. Now, surely Jorge Araya knows he can't keep the lead. Down the inside at turn 5, he chops across the front of the number 83. And he's wide again and off the circuit. Well, the stewards will be looking at this. Massive mistake by Jorge Araya down into turn 1. Somehow managed to hold on to it. I don't know if he's got brake problems or tyre problems, but he's really struggling to get the car stopped and turned at the head of the field. I wonder if that's where the 1.5 seconds went. He's built up a bit of a gap here in the middle part of the circuit. Here comes Cruz taking a run again. Cruz, perhaps with a little bit of target fixation on the back of the car, needs to run his own lines here and not follow the car in front. The car in front is compromising the ideal racing line. Cruz needs to look at the exits of the corners, not the entrances here. 1 lap to go at the end of this one. In fact, is this the final lap? Yes, it is the final lap. My apologies. I think that Araya is going to cross the line. Is this the checkered flag? Yes, it is. I can see it down to my left. But is he going to hold on to that after he was off the track defending? He undoubtedly gained a lasting advantage at turn 1 last time around. So there's a bit of an asterisk here. Scene of the crime on the final lap. The number 12 went miles off the track, not even into the green of the MotoGP, which would give him an automatic one-place deduction on the last lap of a MotoGP race. Then they had to be careful not to do their overtake as they passed the stricken 66 of João Porsche. To be honest, if Jorge Herrera had gone any further off, he would have had to show his pass to get back in, and there's a little security guard who doesn't let you into the paddock unless you've got your VIP parking on, and that car hasn't got it. He wouldn't have been allowed back in, I tell you, if he'd gone much further off. Third position, João Pereira. And this race has run on just a wee bit. So Joe Bradley is literally hot-footing it into the pit lane and to Parc Fermé. I await any changes in the results, which came quite late yesterday. This is the slowdown. Now, let me give you the results as they went across the line. It was the 12 of Jorge Herrera who wins the Pro category. He wins it by 0.3 of a second from Francesco Cruz in second, the number 83 who wins the AM category. And third overall, so on the third step of the podium, João Pereira, who wins GD in the number 11. Then it was the 88 of Kaitanen, second in AM. Winner of SC category, the 102 Ricardo Felix Costa, just ahead of Leandro Martins, who was second in that class in sixth overall with the 107. The 77 Leandro Macedo, second in Pro. In eighth, Nuno Mocino, second in GD, third in GD, Rui Marita. 9 cars only finishing. João Posse stopping late on in the 66. Ricardo Costa a lap or so before in the number 55. João Vieira went into the pits after, I think, about half a dozen laps. And then there was the accident damaged cars of André Fernandes, who came into contact with René Quintanero. And then at turn 3, first time around, Carlos Vieira and Vasco Barros, the top 2 in the championship, came together and did not even complete the first sector of the race. So Joe Bradley's going to have to unravel that. Herrera wins on the road, but with a huge off-track moment to hold on to the lead going into the final lap. I wonder if he thought about giving it back. It didn't seem like it to me. So go down to Joe Bradley. He's there. He's getting the congratulations of the team. That's Jorge Herrera, not Joe Bradley.
Yeah, I don't need to be congratulated, but this man does. Jorge, congratulations. Can you tell us, that was a very eventful race.
Thank you. No speak English.
Okay, well, I just want to say, great race. Enjoy the champagne. Congratulations. I don't speak Portuguese. Jorge doesn't speak English, but I think we got the sentiment across, John.
Well,
and the team are loving this. Look at this. Look at this emotion. Well, this is what it's all about. All the energy, all the effort that goes in to just putting these cars on the track. And there it is right there.
Well, let's hope he holds on to that. Massively off the track on the start of the last lap as he was defending stoutly from Francesco Cruz. Francesco will win the AM category in the number 83 in second position. Maybe see if we can get a word with him. And, well, there was warm congratulations between the pair of them. Francesco, who did lead a lap or two. The unofficial results then, after 15 laps, we added on some laps for the safety car interventions. Francesco Cruz for the Alexandra Martins car in first position as they crossed the line. The Jorge Herrera number 12 car in second. João Pereira for Rosario Classics in third. Kaitanen fourth. Ricardo Felix Costa making up the top 5.
Francesco, that was a tough race for everyone, but second place is good.
Yes, it's good. It's first of the last, but also at the same time, it's a respectable position. It's the highest position I've ever been in this cup, which is very pleasing for me. And I had a lovely race with Jorge Herrera. We've done this before. The previous time in Spain, I finished in front. This time it was his turn. He's a real gentleman driver, and it was very, very good, apart from the eventful race that it was in the beginning. So.
What was your thoughts when you saw the leader go off the track? Did you think, I've got him?
Well, it was the first incident or after the safety car?
Just there before the last lap.
Right. Yes, absolutely. I mean, you shouldn't say it, but deep down I knew I could have him. It was just a matter of waiting for the right time.
And what did you see on the first lap? There was lots happened.
Yes, I saw everything in front row, right in front of my eyes. They were touching in the main straight already, so lots of tire smoke coming off the back tire. And on turn 3, that was it. They were very, very eager to come in front.
Enjoy the podium. Well done.
Well, there's Francesco Cruz telling us what happened to Carlos Vieira and Vasco Barros, first and second in the championship, rubbing wheels through turns 1 and 2, and finally coming to grief at turn 3 on the first lap. João Pereira, third overall. All of those drivers, by the way, first, second and third, all won their respective classes, Pro, Am, and now the GT class winner, third in the overall, João Pereira.
João, congratulations, third place, but you led the race for quite a while.
Yes, but then I got this guy putting pressure, and you know, a little looking at the mirror. It's what you are not supposed to do. Looking back, you must look in front, and then and then the other guy is a bit faster than us, not much, but overtook.
You are first in class as well.
Yes, I'm first on gentleman driver. Yeah,
that's important for the championship.
Yeah. For me, it's my race. Yeah.
Congratulations, João. Well, good race. Thank you.
GT gentleman driver, and João will get to stand on the overall podium, and he will improve his position, his points standing in the GD category. Well, action-packed, safety car out rather too much, added laps, and in the end, Jorge Araya surviving a lot of pressure at the end from Francisco Cruz in second, and João Pereira in third. Congratulations to our top 3 on the podium, all winners in class. The season will finish in Estoril, but before that, the penultimate event with 2 rounds at Jerez de la Frontera, 17th and the 18th of September for the GT3 Cup 2021. Thanks to Joe Bradley down on the grid and our production team 0221 here at the circuit at Portimão. My name's John Hindorf. Enjoy your motorsport weekend. Bye for now.